Attention. Any actual names, events like this entire fiction or the fictitious background, and it resembles the random authors, do not demonstrate the game, call it represent player's interpretation of the game. Welcome to Freedom Defender. Freedom Defender is a interesting game. It was developed by League of Sweat and released August 25th, 2017. It's priced at $4.99. It goes on sale often. And yeah, this game came to me via Steam Curator, as well as the developers sending, I think the developer sent me an email as well. I think, maybe. But I got this through the Steam Curator system anyway. This game is very similar to Plants vs. Zombies, but has its own little parody spoof kind of thing going to it. I don't know. Some people are definitely going to be offended by the content in it. That's why there's a disclaimer when you first boot up the game. And I don't know. I don't have opinions one way or another. Also, for some bizarre reason, my computer has, like, my graphics card crashes as I play harder levels in it, which makes no sense to me considering that I can play Saints Row 3, I can play any number of other indie games, I can play AAA console games that my computer doesn't seem to be having too much a problem playing them, but I play this game built in the Unity engine, and it gives me trouble after level 19, I think. The reason I have more levels here is because I loaded it up on my laptop and I kept going. There was a bit of a problem though, because to get past level 29, I need to be able to click faster than my laptop lets me click. My laptop is a piece of junk. The likelihood of me being able to actually get through everything is just not happening. I'm not going to be able to get that. So I'm ready to move on to something else, but I figured we can at least cover some of the basic levels and show what this game is all about, and hopefully that'll be enough to indicate whether or not anyone is interested in checking out this game or not. So, first let's just start off with, let's jump into a little bit more of an advanced game. The first few levels explain the rules pretty quickly. It's pretty straightforward. Let's jump in at level 5. You start a new game, and then they kind of walk you through it, and you have a lot of characters or a lot of units. It's a strategy game. You have a lot of characters and a lot of units that are very similar to what you might already see in Plants vs. Zombies. So these are called hexagons, so you can figure out for yourself what that is a reference to. You have here, I for the most part ignored these. This is basically like your pea shooter that you'd have in Plants vs. Zombies. I don't know what these are. They're worthless, completely worthless. I don't like using them at all. They don't take any health. These are basically like your walnut peanut things that would slow people down. And then these are your frozen pea shooters. So let's pick that up, and let's pick up some of these. So that's the gimmick that's different than Plants vs. Zombies. In Plants vs. Zombies, you select what you want, you pop it in the selection, and then you just go with it. In this particular case, you need to buy the available units, and then those are how many that you're bringing with you. So you could go into a mission terribly under-equipped for whatever you're about to get yourself into. So the intel lets you know what kind of enemies you're facing. The problem is it doesn't give you a heads up for what it's going to do until you jump into the mission. Once you know what they do, you're fine. Like, I know what these characters do, and I know what they represent, but until you jump into the mission, you won't know, because you haven't been explained, okay, what does this guy do? What do you have to worry about with this one? Different than all these other ones. But this is to give you a hint of what you're going to be facing. You can choose then. You have more variety later on in the game. The problem is the limited amount of money that you have, and you don't get more of this just from playing, or you're not given a certain amount per mission. You build it up cumulatively over time. And again, that's kind of where Freedom Defender is different than Plants vs. Zombies in the way that it's executed. So let's jump in. And as always, let's see here. Where are we going to go? I wait for the first, I want to call them zombies. I wait for the first enemy to show up. Let's put one of them there, even though they're worthless. All right. And then once that guy gets to here, there's no way that he's going to take him down, so I'm going to put that there for extra damage. All right. Hopefully we'll... So then you finish them off, and then you have to click the money. The money will disappear after a while. All right. Put that there. You'll also notice that you don't get money any other natural way. Like in Plants vs. Zombies, sunlight falls down, you click it, and you get enough. You start out with more, so you're able to start building stuff right away. But you run into situations like this that you get into trouble with, where you don't have enough to continue going. You have to wait until something dies. Now I have to send that guy out early, which means this one will get up there and start punching him out. It's balanced in an interesting way. This was fortunate that he ran right into that. Let's just slap that there. Give this more time. And let's pick this one up. Big wave incoming. Alright, this should balance it out now. Alright. Let's slow that one down a bit more. And then the counter in the top right is giving you an idea for how many more stupid nerds. That's why you can't rely on them at all and why they're worthless, because they run away. So if I put this nerd down here, he's just going to like run away. Also, another good thing to note is that these units that I'm setting down, you can pick them up. And if you finish the game, you don't lose them, so you carry these over. Only ones that like run away or die or get shot, those are the only ones that you're actually losing. Just do that. Slow that one down a little bit more. Let's fire another nerd here. Now's the point where I shouldn't be spending anymore, because this money is going to carry over into the next mission. And then you'll get some bonuses and stuff like that. That'll make it a little bit easier. Oof, this guy. There we go. Alright, so I think we kept the losses to a minimum. If somebody did get across here, the dog would run down the line and destroy anybody in that, just like you would see the lawnmowers in Plants vs. Zombies. So this is the field money left, which carries over. The dogs left, you get a bonus for that, and then level reward, you get a bonus for that, and you also get a mission reward if there is a mission. This one did not have one. And as you can see, we lost only one nerd. It was just because someone got too close and he ran away. You can go on to the next mission, but I'm not going to trust that. We're going to go back to the main menu. And yeah, I don't dare go into the farther ones. There are a lot more. Well, I'm just scared to go into it. All right, we'll look at what they look like, and as long as my graphics card doesn't crash, we'll look at it and then we'll get out before it gets too hectic and too many sprites. So you have a bunch of different types of units now, and you're faced with a lot of different types of enemies that behave differently, and you have a new theme. As you can see, there are 3 main themes. You have the Hexicans, you have the, what are these called? What do they call these? Commies? I think they call them commies. There it is. Definitely not a commie. But you can see there's the similar theme that you have with hats, and then you have specialized units that behave differently. And there are some, like, I don't know, I think they're kind of cute themes, but again, it all depends on people's temperaments. All right, go back to main menu. Not sure what else really to show. Let's jump into 10, see if my computer can keep from crashing. We can jump into 10 and kind of talk a little bit more about it. Oh, that's right. There is a little bit more to talk about. There are special events that take place. So you have a boss fight that happens before you move on to the next one. So, oh, and you can't start without that. So there's that as well. Let's do this, and this. And then we'll get some of those, some of them, one of those, and a couple of these. And we're out of money. So now we jump in. We'll do that. So you have the boss health. To be honest, well, the developer for Freedom Defender, I can say this much, in their favor. They're very active within their community, in their discussion posts, in their reviewing reviews that have been written, I believe, as well as seeing screenshots. At one point, the game had broken for me before it, my computer decided to start crapping out and doing this weird graphic thing. I can't even show it. It's like you have a bunch of like little checkered boxes that appear across the screen. It's awful. And then I have to hard quit my entire computer, go to the power button and shut it off. It's a pain. And I need to buy a replacement at some point. So when graphic card prices go down, till now we're just gonna kind of manage. But I posted a screenshot showing that NPCs had gotten stuck, and it's during the critical part of the game when just like floods of enemies swarm onto the screen. It's worth pointing out that I had that problem and that the developer got a hold of his programmer right away, and they both sat down and figured out what they had to do to fix it, because they fixed the problem that I had. So they're actively working on it and actively pacing their community, which can be good or can be bad. It all kind of depends on what you're looking at and how you address. Be polite. That's my takeaway from stuff. Be polite. But I hate to say it, but really what I think of when I play this game is, man, do I miss Plants vs. Zombies. I really hate to say that, because I know you put in a lot of effort to make a game, and some random guy on the internet's like, "Meh, I liked what it was based off of more." And really what it comes down to is polish. Plants vs. Zombies is a much more polished game. And that's all there is to it, really. But for what it's worth, I enjoyed Freedom Defender for as much as I could get through it. You can decide whether or not that's worth your time, or if you're interested in picking it up and checking it out yourself. Thanks for watching. My name's Atratzu. Stick around for the next video. Yeah. See you next time. Rolling down the highway, looking for adventure, and whatever comes my way, I don't know where to happen. I didn't know the lyrics good enough. I knew out into space, and I'm born to be wild. I never wanna die. Born to drive wild, only tacos. Alright, are we gonna get the achievement this time? Hey, I got the achievement this time. That's nice. That achievement was broken, but it finally popped for me.